Hi everyone, and welcome to this yoga practice to celebrate start of summer. It's also World Giraffe Day and it's International Yoga Day. So you don't need any props, but just find a nice space to be able to stretch out and practice yoga. We're going to start with a gentle warm-up, so just getting into the ankles and the feet today. I'd like you to stand with your feet hip width apart and slowly begin to rock forwards up onto the ball of the foot and then back onto the heel. You can place the hands on the hips or wherever is comfortable, but just feel your weight shift forward and back, and you notice how you have to use your core to help you with that movement. But it's just going to start to warm up those toes, activate the lower leg, and switch on the core as well a little bit. So just a few times forwards and back. Notice where you kind of need to shift to help you stay upright, and then place the feet gently down on the ground. Now we're going to roll over onto the outside edge of the foot, so we're kind of moving the ankle in an opposite way and then over the arch. So you're kind of rolling your foot out to the side and then over the arch. Just a few times, just gently, we don't need to force anything. Just kind of waking up those ankles a little bit now. Good. And then bring the feet all the way down. Kind of just wiggle out the feet, shake out the arms, and then step the feet a little wider, place the hands on the hips. Keep the knees loose, and we're going to do a few hip circles, just round. Going to go in one direction, feeling a little stretch across the front of the hip flexors, maybe the hamstrings, maybe helping to just loosen up the lower back as well. And you can make these circles big or small, and then when you feel ready, change direction, going back in the other way. Good. Just warming up those hips. Come all the way back to center. And I'd like you to take hold of an imaginary beach ball. So you're going to kind of add a little pressure into the arms as if you were holding onto that ball. Then we're going to lift it up overhead. And then we're going to do a big circle with the beach ball, bending the knees if you need to sweep it down onto the ground and lift it all the way up overhead. So we'll do this a few more times. And you can link the breath with this movement, inhaling when you come up, exhale as you come all the way down, lifting that beach ball up overhead and bringing it all the way down. Let's do one more time, big circle, reaching up, inhale, exhale as you come down. And then slowly change direction, lifting the imaginary beach ball up and over and down to the ground. Keep going. And you can just move nice and slowly, just waking up the spine a little bit more now, getting into the backs of the legs, and having the kind of imaginary pressure on this beach ball is just helping to activate the arms a little and get into the shoulders too. One more time round, big sweep all the way down, and then come all the way back up to standing. Take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, sweep the hands down behind you, interlace the fingers, and take a nice stretch here, keeping the feet a little wider apart. Lift the chin, so you're going to feel a stretch across the sternum. Nice opening across the top and the front of the shoulders. Big inhale. As you exhale, drop the chin, release the hands, and have a little shake out. Good. So we're going to go through some sun salutations. So come up to the top of your space, base of the big toes together, ankles about an inch apart. Let's bring our hands into a prayer position. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sweep them down towards your feet, putting a micro bend in the knees to protect the hamstrings, especially if they're tight like mine. From here, we're going to inhale, rise up to that halfway lift, so a nice L shape. Exhale, maybe keep the knees straight now, fold in, tummy towards the thighs, and allow the hands to drop down and drop the head. Good. Bend the knees now, place the hands firmly on the ground around the feet, and step that right foot back into a nice long lunge. And just gently kind of move backwards and forwards here, getting into the toes, the ankles. Might hear a few creaks and pops. Good. And then slide that left foot back and come into plank. So let's just work on our plank pose for a moment, actively pressing the floor away. Even imagine the calves, the hamstrings, everything in the back of your body pressing up against imaginary plank. Good. Drop the knees, lift the toes, and lower yourself slowly to the ground, and then stretch out those feet behind you. Come into a mini cobra, peeling the shoulders back, tucking the elbows in. Use your core strength to lift your chest and your shoulders up off the ground, and then slowly come all the way down. Let's lift up and back and come into a child's pose just for a moment, stretching the hands out along the back as you take the tailbone towards the heels. Good, knees can be together here. Big inhale, exhale. Let's start to shift and make our way to a downward dog. So your first downward dog, it's very important to kind of tune in to how you're feeling. Keep the knees a little bent to make sure your back stays nice and straight. Hips up and back, pelvis slightly dropping forward, tilting forward, and then begin to pedal the feet. Drop the left ankle, bend the right knee, and then slowly switch. Drop the right ankle, bend the left knee, and just pedal back and forth like this a few times. Stretching the fingers wide across the mat in front of you. Keeping the ears in line with the upper arms. Good. And then look forward and step the right foot up between your hands and repeat that kind of moving them forward and back here. So just getting into the left ankle now, into the right hip a little, and then bend that left knee and step the foot up, coming back into your forward bend, and then begin to roll up to standing nice and slowly, and sweep the arms up overhead when you reach the top, big stretch, inhale, exhale, hands down. We're going to keep moving. Inhale, reach the arms up, come all the way down into your forward fold. Again, micro bend in the knees if you need to, and then lift up to that halfway L shape if you like. Stretching the crown of the head forward, and then fold in, tummy towards the thighs. Nice stretch through the back of the legs, but keep the end of the spine lifting up and hands down. Bend the knees here, hands firmly around the feet on the floor, and step the left foot back. And we're just going to drop that left knee to the ground, place the top of the left foot on the floor, and come up to your low lunge. So from here, we're going to stabilize with the core, press that right foot firmly into the ground, and we're just going to take a nice side stretch with this left arm over to the side. So right hand on your hip, reaching up and over, out of that left hip, feel that nice stretch through the left front of the hip flexor, into the connective tissue around the top of that left hip. Take a big inhale, exhale, bring that hand down. Now we're going to come back to that imaginary beach ball. So we're going to hold it out in front of us, brace using the core, and we're going to take it over to the side for a little rotation and back. So keeping those hips facing forward, you're going to rotate the shoulders to the right and come back to center. So as if you're passing the beach ball over and then coming back. Let's do 2 more times. Good, and you can just breathe nice and steadily here. Taking it to the side and coming back. Nice, place the hands down, tuck the left toes under, lift that left leg up, and slide the right foot back, come to plank. Now we're going to add in a little side plank here. So you're going to come over onto your left side, left arm, lift that right arm up, and you can hold here. You could drop the left knee to the ground if you want to. You can make it a little bit more spicy by lifting that right leg. Squeeze the right glute to help you, and lower down and come all the way down. Good. Let's drop the knees, stretch back into a child's pose. Take the knees wide this time and stretch out. Pressing the tailbone towards the heels as you stretch the hands out along the mat. Nice big inhale. Exhale, slowly come up. Bringing the knees together. Stretching the hands to the back, shoulder width apart, tuck the toes under, lift up and back into a downward dog, and begin to pedal the feet again. You can even roll the top of each foot over, just gently massaging the toes against the top of the mat. Helps to just get into the feet a little bit more. Good. Then we're going to look forward and step the left foot up between the hands and drop the right knee down. And come up to this low lunge again. So really pressing that left foot into the floor. Left hand on the hip, lift this right arm up. Nice side stretch here, stretching over to the left. Getting into this area, into the right hip flexor, the right side, the top of the hip. Good, big inhale. Exhale, bring that hand down. And again, let's pick up our imaginary beach ball, hold it out in front. So kind of feeling a bit of pressure there in the hands, and you're going to take the ball out to the side and come back to center. Keeping the hips square, feel the rotation through this area, So the shoulders go over to the side and back to center. Let's do 3 more times. Out to the side, back to center. Out to the side, back to center. 1 more time. Nice rotation, coming all the way back. Good. Come all the way down. Tuck under those back right toes. Lift up that back right leg. Slide back, and we'll do a plank on the right side now. Lifting up. Squeeze the core, press the floor away, and you can lift up that left leg. Squeeze the left glute, hold. Good, and then slowly come down and spin the left hand down. And then we're going to shift straight back into a downward dog. Using your core, pedal out the feet. And then begin to slowly walk the feet up the mat, coming all the way up to the top of the mat. And then just slowly unroll, coming all the way up to standing. Take a big full stretch again. Inhale. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Good. Have a little shake out. I'm going to do a couple of poses kind of inspired by the giraffe, which is a long, tall animal, as you all know, that needs to reach up to high leaves to get some food. So bear with me, folks. So we're going to step this left leg out to the side and point the toe almost like a ballerina would. Left arm out along the left leg and reach this right arm up and come into a gentle side stretch. Imagine you're a giraffe reaching up as high as you can so you get some length through this right side. Keep the legs strong, so just gently squeeze the quads. Good, big inhale. Exhale, bring the right hand down, come all the way back to standing. Now we'll try the second side. So right toes out to the side, right arm along the leg. Lift this left arm up and come into a gentle side stretch. So it's a kind of combination of a couple of traditional yoga poses. We're reaching up. You can look up or forward, whatever's comfortable for your neck. But imagine you're reaching up to a tall tree to grab some leaves. Big inhale, exhale, come all the way down. Good. Now we're going to take the feet really wide. So we're going to come in to a wide-legged forward bend. And imagine you're a giraffe, and this is how they drink at the water hole. To get really low, you need to take your feet really wide. Turn the toes in a fraction. Squeeze the legs, kind of press the feet into the floor. Hands on the hips, and begin to fold forward from the hip, keeping that back nice and long, stretching the crown of the head forward as you fold down towards the ground. Bring the hands down, and there's a couple of variations here. Depending on your range of motion, some people may be able to walk the hands back through the leg and come all the way down. You can rest the hands on the floor. Just let the top of the head now reach down towards the ground. Kind of relax the shoulders, relax the face, but keep the feet actively pressing into the ground. Should feel an even stretch through the legs. And just look backwards through the legs. Take another couple of breaths here, relaxing the shoulders, relax the face. The weight of the head is kind of helping to stretch the spine down towards the ground. Good. One more inhale. Exhale fully. Now we're going to lift the body using the core, come up to about halfway and walk the right hand into the middle of your mat and bring the left hand to the hip. Drop the right shoulder, begin to open up this left shoulder and release the left arm up into the sky. But be careful that this left hip doesn't follow. So maintain that even stretch through the legs. So you may need to just adjust the hips a little to help you keep that even stretch in the legs. Look up, breathe or look to the side. Take one more big inhale and drop that left hand down. Now we're going to walk the left hand to the middle, bring the right hand to the hip, drop the left shoulder, begin that rotation again through the sideways. Look to the side and lift the right arm up. And again, be careful of shifting the weight over so you get an uneven stretch. Keep that right arm lifting up. Big inhale. Exhale, bring the right hand all the way down. Good. Now we're going to move nice and slowly. We're going to bend the knees, turn the right heel in, left heel in, right toe, left toe, and keep doing that sequence until you come all the way back to bringing the feet to about shoulder width apart. Bend the knees, hands on the hips, and using the core, lift up to standing. Good. Release the hands and have a little shake out. Good stuff. Now let's come down to the mat, everybody. And we're just going to roll down onto the floor. Hook the knees into the chest. And take a little massage to the back here. Just rocking from right to left. You can place the hands on the knees and we can do some circles, some butterfly circles. One hand on each knee, going around in both directions. Good. And then bring the knees together and stretch the left leg away so you can hug the right knee in. Take a nice squeeze with the knee into the chest. And then draw that left knee over to the side as you reach the right arm out along the floor for a nice twist here. Keep the right shoulder relaxed. Keep the feet flexed as if you were standing on the ground and take this nice twist. Good. Slowly come back to center. Squeeze the right leg in one more time and then switch sides. Hug the left knee in. And then use that right hand. Draw the knee across as you stretch the left arm out along the ground. Big stretch. Relax that left shoulder. Look out over your left arm for a full body twist. Good. And then slowly come back. Hug that left knee in one more time. And then just bring the feet down onto the ground. We're going to hug the knees in one more time. Lift the forehead up towards the knees. Squeeze yourself into a tiny, tiny ball and then relax everything down to the ground. And just maybe shake the feet from side to side, wiggle the fingers. Make sure the shoulder blades feel flat on the ground, so you may need to press into your head and your back to lift them up and allow them to settle flat onto the floor. Sometimes they'll kind of splay out, so make sure they're comfortable. Drop the chin a fraction and begin to let yourself melt against the ground. You can imagine that you're lying on the beach. The sun is completely bathing your body in light. You feel warm. You feel supported by the ground underneath. And you can fully relax here for a few moments. So this is when the real work of the yoga practice and all the hard training that you do begins to really take hold. These moments of relaxation and full recovery can really, really help you gain what you're looking for. But if the mind starts to be busy here, just let go of the thoughts by imagining them or seeing them as clouds in the sky, and they're just going to drift by nice and slowly. Literally as if you were watching the clouds if you were lying on the beach. But softly closing the eyes, feel the face soften, the brow, the cheeks, the jaw. Actively let go of the jaw. Feel the weight in the back of the head touching the ground. The back of the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the wrists, the legs, the ankles, the feet. Feel the breath soften and just fully relax here. A few more moments. Nothing to do. Gravity is your best friend right now, holding you, supporting you, allowing you to rest. Take one more breath, inhaling deeply. Now as you exhale, wiggle the fingers and toes, bringing some movement slowly back to the body. Good. And then take a full body stretch as if you were waking up from a deep sleep, stretching the right hand and the left hand, and then bring the knees in towards the chest and draw them up slowly in towards you, and then roll over onto one side. Take a moment here before you then press yourself up to sitting. Keeping the eyes gently closed, coming to a nice easy cross-legged position. Bring the hands together and just rub them palms together. Rub the palms together to feel some warmth in the hands. And then place the hands over the face and kind of cup the hands so you can open the eyes underneath the hand. And then slowly let the light in by separating the fingers and draw the fingers down the face. Good. From here, let's bring our hands into a prayer position. And I hope you all have a wonderful summer. Let's bow together. Thank you for this time. Namaste.